Greetings, YouTube family. How's everybody doing out there? Mom Burning Kid here, coming to you again. Back again with my comic review this week. Basically, we are finishing up Spider Island, the eulogy, of course, and of course more DC, the number 3s now, and got 12 books for you guys, as always. And I hope you guys enjoyed the YouTubers 3 video we did yesterday. It is on. Check it out. It was good to talk again with Zip, for his situation, but he's getting there, guys. All right. So 12 books, and we're going to start with Dynamite, if you don't mind. And Dynamite, we will give you Green Hornet, number 19. This is the conclusion of the Red Hand story arc. Basically, we realize that Kato is the teacher of Red Hand, and that's where it comes down to, the original Kato, to stop his pupil from killing his daughter Mulan and Britt Reed Jr. And it was really good, made sense. Story was good, as always. Phil Hester does a great job on this book, and all in all, Green Hornet is still doing its thing. It's kicking ass, pretty much. Alright, so we move on to Boom Studios, and Boom bring us another final issue of another character, and that brings us the final issue of The Traveler, issue number 12. Mark Waid, Tom Pfeiffer, of course, Stan the Man Lee. The whole story from issue 1 to now has come full fruition, and we figure out not only does the Traveler comes to terms of what he is and who he is, but also it plays up to who the mysterious woman whose powers are seemingly just like his really is. Not going to spoil who that woman is, but the whole issue 1 to 12 really wraps up really good. It really comes to terms really well and very sound, in my opinion, of what and who the Traveler is. It's going to be sad to see a lot of the characters leave, but it was good. I didn't know that there were just going to be 12 issues each, but other than that, they were really good. I thought the character development for Soldier Zero, the Traveler, and Starborn were good. I think there's one more for Starborn, which is the whole big climactic big crossover between all 3 characters. But other than that, they were really good. Traveler number 12. Alright, so now we move on to Marvel, and I only have about 4 Marvel books for you. Granted, guys, there might be some spoil. I'm gonna spoil a little bit of some of the books. So, but other than that, don't worry about it. So we kick it off with Amazing Spider-Man 673. This is the epilogue to Spider Island. Dan Slott. This answers a lot of questions, as well as give us who, once again, the new Scarlet Spider is going to be. Okay, and I don't think everybody can play Captain Obvious. The new Scarlet Spider is Kane. Everybody should know that. It's going to be his clone, Kane. This wrapped up really well. Very well. There's some things coming in Spidey's future that doesn't look all promising. As well as, I don't want to spoil too much, but it seems that his relationship with his girlfriend Carly is over. I'm gonna spoil this, guys. Yes, she figured out that he's Spider-Man, and she's mad because he didn't tell her, and he figured that could never happen. Remember the spell that Doctor Strange, gave him, said nobody would figure out your identity, but there was some terms of it, and it came to fruition. So it kind of gives us a little faithful to us Spidey fans out there that maybe MJ and Peter will get back together. But other than that, New York gave Peter Spidey a lot of thanks and credit for what they did for him saving the city. For all those that are not, from New York, they usually light up the Empire State Building in certain colors, and they lit it up in his colors. So it was very touching to see that almost finally New York gives Peter credit, and says thank you, Spider-Man. But it was really good, wrapped up really well. Dan Slott, good job, bro. All right, now this was a surprise. The only reason why I got this book is because of the writer, the writer, and that's Ed Brubaker, one of my favorite writers. Fear Itself, 7.1, Captain America. Gonna be some spoilers in this, guys. I think this is all about Steve coming to terms with Bucky's death. Bucky's death again. Wrong. Yes. It is realized that Bucky's not dead, guys. Bucky did not die in Fear Itself. The Bucky you saw dying at the hands of sin was a life model decoy. The real Bucky was injured, but he was successfully operated on and given the same serum that keeps Nick Fury alive and young. So basically, Bucky's not dead. He didn't die. But it was really good storytelling by Ed Brubaker. He did a great job. He is becoming, like I said, the best Captain America writer ever. Not ever, I should say one of them, because he really knows the character. He likes writing the character. And it was really good. It really told a really good story of just how that happened, all this whole thing. Of course, Steve was a little upset about Nick. He started beating Nick up, like, how did you bastard, Nick, why didn't you tell me, things like that at the end. But still, the point is to keep Bucky dead. He's buried in Arlington. They gave him a memorial there as a hero, but Nick did have some, he's like, the kid been through a lot. He was sent away for being a traitor. He was in a Russian prison, Gulag prison, all kinds of stuff. When Bucky talks to Steve before he leaves, he says to him that I work better in the shadows, not in the spotlight. That's your job, Steve. So basically, next year, we're getting a Winter Soldier book written by Ed Brubaker. And so basically, Bucky's going back to being the Winter Soldier. Now, do I call it the same thing like I said with Dick returning back to Nightwing? Yes, technically, yeah, it is a kind of demotion but they see that Nick Fury and all the rest of the gang, like Black Widow and all of them, they saw that Steve needs to be Captain America. Nobody will replace him as Cap. But it's all in all, it's good to see that Bucky wasn't dead. He didn't die. Good. That was smart. I'll give Marvel, that was smart of you not to do. But that's all it was. It was just pretty much showing that. Now, there are 2 more issues of this Fear Itself. Fear Itself 7.2, which is going to explain what Odin's going to do with Asgard and all that. And the third one, I think, has to deal with Iron Man coming to terms with him drinking again, you know. But this was really good because, like I said, I really wasn't going to pick this up. But when I saw Ed Brubaker, you know, I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And he didn't let me down. All right. Moon Knight. Moon Knight number 7. All right. The evolutionary, basically, revealing of who the Kingpin of LA is. And for those people who do not read Moon Knight, here's a spoiler for you. It's an old school Avenger enemy, Thor enemy. Count Nefaria is the Kingpin of LA. And Moon Knight actually reveals it to the people. Everybody should know now. The public, everybody knows that Count Nefaria is the Kingpin of LA. Really good. Not bad, you know, in terms of figuring out who this was, because that was a shocker to me, because I was like, whoa, haven't seen Count Nefaria in a long time. And then to see that he's still around and kicking, and, you know, it still didn't come to fruition. What did he want with the Ultron head? But other than that, you know, keeping the character who the Kingpin of LA was in the shadows was really good. Got to give Bendis credit on that. You know, that was pretty decent of him to really, you know, show, okay, well, I'm not going to really show you guys who, you know, the Kingpin of LA is, but I'm going to keep giving you clues and things like that. But he kept me in the dark, I'm not going to lie. But other than that, it was pretty decent just to figure out who Moon Knight was up against. Yeah. All right. And the last Marvel book I got, believe it or not, guys, Uncanny X-Men number 1. I haven't really reviewed any Uncanny stuff. I do read Uncanny, but I usually kept a lot of the books that Sensei would read. You know, I let him do it, because some of the stuff I would probably just repeat what he would say. All right. Gillian, somewhat okay. Let's put it like that. It's all about this is all about how Cyclops is going to deal with his extinction team. That's what he calls the team, to deal with, you know, the public eye, to gain the public, you know, for them to not to be scared and things like that. So, as you know, the extinction team is of him, Storm, Emma, Colossus, Magik, Namor, Magneto, and Danger. The best thing about this book is an old school X-Men villain is in this book. Not going to spoil who that is. And then you got the other teams. You got the other teams involved. And matter of fact, I will open it up to show you, like I did for Wolverine and X-Men. But other than that, it was okay. I'm not that Cyclops is still coming off. He's like a pampered little whipping boy to me, and looks like he's trying to grow his set back. But it was there. It's okay. But it was just good to see that character. Now, the other thing I must say is that I'm not. Colossus with a bald head is funny. It's funny. And I'm not really feeling. I don't like him with these Juggernaut powers, because it seems like now, it's almost like now he's he's relying on that now. He needs that when he was always a powerful character to begin with, and I don't like that. I don't like seeing him almost like, you know, I need to tap into the Juggernaut power now. You know, I don't like that. But other than that, let me show you. Okay, bear with me. Okay. Sorry about the noise, people. This is the team, as you can see. You got the Extinction team: Cyclops, like I said, Storm, Emma Frost, Magneto, Namor, Colossus, Hope, Danger, Magic. And then you got the X Club, the science team: Dr. Nemesis, Kavit Rowe, Madison Jeffers, Danger, the Security Recon X-Men team that's led by Psylocke, Domino, Warpath, Jubilee. The Street team is Dazzler, Boom Boom, Lifeguard. Then you got the Cleanup Crew, that's the New Mutants. Danny Moonstar, Cypher, Magma, Sunspot, X-Man, Warlock. Then you got Generation Hope, Pixie, Zero, Primal, Transonic, Velosander, and then you got the other recruits, you know, the Prodigy, the Stepford Cuckoos, you know, Dusk, people like that, Surge. That makes up the whole, basically all of the people siding with Cyclops. But like I said, it's there, but it still has to really, there still need to be more. But other than that, the best part about it, like I said, was seeing that classic X-Men villain that I think a lot of people love. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, moving on to DC. I got 6 from DC. And we'll kick it off with Batwing. Number 3. Jude Winnick, Ben Oliver's artwork. Man, it's going to be really hard to see him leave this book when his artwork suits this book so well. We get a little bit more into David's past, what he was before he became a cop. Good stuff. He's basically still healing from what happened with Massacre. Nearly killed him. He's bleeding. He's exhausted. He's tired, but he has to do what he has to do, right? Basically, to save a hero that was a part of the Kingdom, this African-based team from Massacre, and he does well. It was a good epic battle between Massacre and himself and David, Batwing. But however, there was some more cliffhangers. Once again, cliffhanger at the end for what the Kingdom really did. And what set Massacre on this whole killing spree to kill off all these African superheroes. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm loving Batwing, guys. I'm loving Batwing. I don't know about you, but I'm loving it. And it was really good to see Batwing really get pushed to the limit again. With all the armor and stuff he wears, it was really good to see. Was it a happy ending? I don't know. I can't say that. I'm not going to spoil that for you. But it was good. Very good. Alright. Holy shit! Batman Detective Comics number 3. You heard what I said, people. Holy shit. The Night of the Doll Maker. The Doll Maker. What Wow, you talk about adding a great character to Batman's Bruce's Rogues Gallery. You are not kidding. This was great. Tony Daniels does a great job on this book, tells a great story of what the doll maker is and what makes this guy tick. And just to see the sheer magnitude of Bruce got to, get the clues to figure out who he is and what's going to happen to Jim and this and that, all the twists and turns. What happened to the Joker? They still don't really explain what happened to him. But the fact of the matter is, the doll maker is not to be screwed around with. The doll maker should be taken very seriously, in my opinion, because he really is one of probably out of so far the new Rogues Gallery of Bruce's, the ones that have come out, they showed so far, he has been really good. And this has been excellent. I am so glad, once again, that I picked up Detective Comics, because if you haven't, I'm speechless, because I want to spoil so much, but I won't. I won't spoil that. But I had to spoil on certain books, but this was good. This was really good. If you are reading Detective Comics, I want to hear from you. What did you think of this issue? This was really good. That is it. It was great. All right, move on. Green Arrow, number 3. Meet Rush. Green Arrow has to face villains that, like I said, that like to put their beating up people and stuff like that on the web. And he finally meets the leader of this gang, this ring. He meets the ringleader of this gang, Rush. And he's very strong and powerful. And it's up to Ollie to show Ollie. It basically shows how good Ollie is in terms of battling more than multiple opponents, and how he can get the drop on them. Even though he's lost some of his arrows, a lot of his arrows got burnt by another member of that group that has flame powers. But in the meantime, you also get a glimpse of what Oliver does at Q Corps, and what is his purpose there, and why he does what he does, and things like that. There seems to be some kind of animosity between him and the chairman of the company. But I am still enjoying Green Arrow. I don't know about everybody else, but I am. I'm really enjoying what I'm getting from Green Arrow. George Perez, it's good stuff. JT Crew does a good job on this book, in my opinion. That's just me. But it was really good to see Ollie work. Ollie worked very well in this. He picked this group off one by one, like, stealth camouflaged and stuff. He's just like but it was really good. That's just the way I look at it. Alright, next up, Dan Jurgens, JLI, number 3. Oh boy, we finally see what the plan is that Booster has set into fruition. And let me tell you, he did a pretty good job setting up this plan. The team is scattered into 2 members. Each are going to the location where these if you've read the last issue, those giant robots are. And they're going to get down to the bottom of this. And we do. And also in between that, we get to a lot of the teammates that are paired up together. They now are in a way are getting to know each other a little better. Like, what makes them tick, how your powers work, and things like that. I thought that was great. I really thought that was really good, especially, you had Rocket Red and Ice, talking while they were trying to get in. And then you got Godiva and uh, Iron Argus I'm always forgetting his name. You got Vixen and Fire together, and Booster and Batman together. Lo and behold, it also reveals who is responsible for those giant robots. And it seems like the cliffhanger at the end is seeing that Guy is the one to really figure out who it is. In a way, he goes to the source of who's causing this, and it seems like we get to see who the first major JLI villain is and what he's up to. But I'm not going to spoil his name, not just yet. But I tell you one thing, he looks badass though. Very badass. But it was good. Dan Jurgens does a good job on this book. I recommend JLI, guys. Very much do. Alright. Red Lanterns, number 3. Well, if you've read the last issue, it seems that Atrocitus feels that he needs another member of his Red Lantern Corps to be just as intelligent and intellect as he is. So, what does he do? He chooses. And who does he choose? She's on the cover, people. Yeah, Bleeze. And after she gains back her intellect and everything, like not just full of rage, she kind of questions, why did Atrocitus do this? And things like that. And Atrocitus tells him, I need somebody other than just myself being the more intellect of the group, things like that. And pretty much tells him, go finish what needs to be done, retribution on what happened to you. And we get to see that in this book. But also, it kind of still gives us a little, like, is, in a way, Atrocitus losing his cojones, in a way, you know what I mean? It's like, he's still coddling Chrono, and, like Chrono's his lover or something like that. But then, all of a sudden, we get to see that Atrocitus, he hasn't lost his cojones. He's still that badass that you don't want to be screwing around with. But it also shows that there could be something between Bleeze and, was it really, proper to give Bleeze back her intellect and things like that? Because it seems that when all the Red Lanterns are fighting each other and full of rage, it seems like they listen to her. She can go up to them and calm them down. So, could be something there, people. Just think about that. But I liked it. This was good. Once again. Alright. And last but not least, Static Shock. Alright. Static is getting closer and closer to basically bringing down the Slater gang, as well as finish off Viral, as you can see right here. That's Viral. But besides that, we also get to see the story, like the side story that's going on between his sister and supposedly her clone. There's 2 Sharons in the Hawken family, and it's like nobody can tell who's the real Sharon. And we also get to see that as well, which is a good side story. Once again, I have a problem with the artwork, especially with Static Virgil looking like Shirley Temple. He just does not look right. His hairstyle just does not. I don't know. Can you? John Rosen. Can you not draw cornrows or dreads? You make him look like Shirley Temple. It just does not look right to me. But other than that, Static was really good. Very good indeed. I did enjoy this. I want to see if Static takes down the Slater gang. So, okay, guys. That is it for this week, as always. You guys tell me what you thought about the books. What did you pick up as well? Keep subbing and subscribing as well, not just to me, but to my sensei, teacher, Blue Goblin, as well. And this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real.